This is Adorkable ASMR, back with another video. And today I thought I would do a tarot reading because, to be honest, I felt like there was a message that was coming through and something important needed to be shared. So I'm going to be using 2 decks today. I have the Tarot of the Divine. It is one of my favorite decks, and I absolutely love the artwork, the messages, just the hidden messages of the fairy tale inspired artwork. Even the texture of the cards feels magical. It's got this linen-like texture. And so I'll be using this deck as well as some oracle cards. This is the Love Story Oracle because I felt like there were romantic messages, potentially, or at least relationship related messages that wanted to come through. So whether you're single or in a relationship, there might be a message here for you. Of course, this is just one piece of the puzzle, just one message in one potential way that your story might unfold. And I just want to be clear that we're all in control of our own destinies. And fate is not written. It is not set in stone. And I'm just telling one story. You can write your own. So for today, I have 5 potential messages. That sounds like a lot, but I felt like these were 5 different messages that wanted to come through. So pile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one in particular has been rocking, and I think that this one's nervous. I can't even describe why, but there's nervous energy in pile 2. But group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's begin. And before we start, I just wanted to show you guys, I got this crystal. It's like angelite, I think, from a crystal market stall in a city stall, and it was just calling to me. So I picked it up and I'm using it now just to make whoever's listening aware that I want the best for you, I want the best for me, I want the best for everyone, and that I'm willing to listen, willing to learn, and I want to love. I like to think that this stone helps me connect with my ancestors and my spiritual guardians, especially because I think that those are synonymous with one another. So I just wanted to show you guys this. Okay, group 1. Let's see. Okay, group 1. So today I want to know what the tarot has in store for you. We're going to do a simple past, present, future reading, as that's truthfully the area I feel most comfortable with. And I do like that phrasing the best. And I do like that feeling of just one part of the past, one part of the present, and one part of the future. Okay. And afterwards, we'll draw some cards from the Love Story Oracle. Okay. Let me make sure that everything is in view. This is a new setup of mine. So, being a new setup, I want to make sure that you guys can see everything. Okay. Group 1. We have the Star in reverse. Going through a tough time maybe in the present. The Hermit in reverse. Yeah. You've been keeping to yourself a lot lately, I think. And oh, that's beautiful. Death is upright. Group 1, I think that there was once hope in your heart for love, and hope for peaceful, tranquil love, just the kind of love that lasts a lifetime. And that hope unfortunately was shattered on, I don't know how, I don't know when or why, but somewhere along the way you've become closed in on yourself and afraid. There is beauty in learning to love yourself before you love someone else, yes, but I think that you don't want to make it an excuse as well, because it's true that it's important to love yourself, but it's not easy. And it's also not easy to open yourself up to vulnerability and loving another person. I think for you to move forward in your life, you need to be vulnerable. You need to pull back the curtain. You need to let people in again. It's okay to let people in. It's okay to not know if you should let them in or not. But to let them in is so important, because we learn from that. You know, there's that saying from Wicked, who can say, I've been changed for the better, but because I knew you, I've been changed for good. And to grow, to move forward, you need to let people in again and be vulnerable. And I know that that's scary, but you can do it because you're so strong and you're so brave and you're more powerful than you give yourself credit. The interesting thing about this Love Oracle is they actually have some cards that are blank that you can write in on your own, and I haven't figured out if I actually want to do that or not, because I just love the cards that are here so much, and I wouldn't want to do anything to jeopardize the beauty of these cards. There's a message that doesn't, I think there might be something you're going to hear that you're not going to like, but I'm getting a sense that there's a lot of messages out there for you. So let's see what we have to say here. Control. Trust. This is a sticky one. Patience. I'm sensing that sometimes you want to be in control. Maybe you're a bit of a control freak, as they call it, and I don't think that's such a nice word. Maybe because I'm a control freak myself. And it's so hard to control other people that sometimes it gets easier to be alone because we can control ourselves better than we can control other people. That's why the tarot is saying to have trust and learn to trust others. And then it's going to take time. This is not a process that happens overnight, and if you've been burned before, it's even harder to bounce back or even get back to half of where you were before. Just have patience with yourself and the process, and it's going to be okay in the end. Pile 1, I hope that was helpful. I hope you found that message helpful, and I hope you have sweet dreams. And stay strong. Trust yourself. Be patient with yourself. And you can do this. Okay. Hello there, group 2. There is a lot of anxiety in this group. I don't know why. And we're going to find out maybe a little bit about it. But I just feel this constricting in my chest all of a sudden. This nervous energy. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of that's coming from this group's just energy fields and vibrations. Let's get started. So, let's find out what the tarot wants group 2 to know. Okay, those came out fairly easily. Oh my god. Okay. Sure there's nothing else that wants to come out. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's roll with it. I've never seen this many cards. Got a lot going on, don't you, Pile 2? A lot going on. Your past. I've got the 3 of Coins in reverse and the 7 of Wands. In your present, 6 of Wands in reverse, Knight of Swords and 2 of Swords. Okay, and in the future, we got a lot going on here. Death, the Star, the Hermit, the High Priestess. Now, interestingly enough, these were 3 cards that already came out with group 1. I'm wondering if there's like a theme going on there. But I feel like these were there for a reason. Okay. The 7 of Wands especially. I think you've worked really hard to get to where you are. That doesn't mean necessarily in career. In fact, I don't think it's talking about your career. I think as much as you've worried that you're not making enough progress in the real world, you've been working really hard just emotionally and creatively to get to where you are today. And that passion that you hold, wherever it is that you hold it, has been a driving force for so long. I think it's gotten hard for you to set boundaries and figure out what is it that you actually want out of this. So perhaps it's something that you do for creative sake, or something that you do because you just love doing it. When you were younger, it didn't matter as much, but now that you're older, you worry perhaps that this isn't timely, that this is child's play, that all of a sudden you need to buckle down and focus, and this is not focusing. Whatever this creative project or passion is not conducive to adulthood. I think that's the path you've been on. I wouldn't be too hasty on that one. But you've been kind of throwing yourself into more logical pursuits lately. Trying to. I think the High Priestess is the main card here. I wonder if the other cards are kind of just hints, but the High Priestess in reverse, you're not trusting your intuition. Group 2, you have to trust yourself and know that all of this energy that you're devoting towards something that isn't your passion, it'll mean that you burn out, and you're too bright a star for that to happen. Too big of a gift for this world to burn out so fast. It might be helpful to remember why you started this in the first place and wonder what fuels your fire, what fuels your love of this world. There's sometimes logically not a way to do something in a given moment, but I wouldn't give up just yet. I would not give up just yet. March to the beat of your own drum, just like when you were young, and good things are sure to come your way. I just want to see what messages we get from the Love Oracle. Okay. It's okay to be pulled in different directions. It just came right out. And it's okay to not really know what direction you want to go in long term, because we can always change our path or our future. We're not set in stone. It's just not who we are. Codependency. I wonder if there's someone who's been influencing how you think about your creativity and your passion projects. Friendship and soul connection. I wonder if some of you have been with a significant other and or had a friendship that you thought was healthier than it ended up being. And this may have influenced your feeling and need to buckle down and just focus on reality. Pile 2, you have so many gifts. So many gifts. I don't mean that in the physical sense necessarily. I think you have a lot to offer this world, and that right now you might not be using them to the fullest. You just can't let what others have done to you in the past influence your ability to give to others in this world, in this lifetime. Because your gifts are numerous, valuable, priceless, and it would be a shame for those to go to waste, wouldn't it? I hope this was somewhat helpful, Pile 2. I know it's scary to trust yourself again, but you can. You can do it. I know you can. Hi, Group 3. I hope you're doing well tonight, or this morning, wherever you're watching this video. I'm just shuffling some cards now. We're going to do a past, present, future. And just see where the journey takes us. See if there's anything specifically romantic that has to come out. I don't know why I was feeling the love story oracle cards tonight, but we'll see. We'll see. The night is young. Make sure these are all in view. This is a new setup for me. I just got this tripod and I wasn't sure it was gonna work, but it seems to be working so far. Not to jinx myself, knock on wood. Tap on wood. But let's see, group 3, what's in store. We have the Queen of Coins and the 10 of Wands. Strength in reverse and the 7 of Cups. And we got the 4 of Coins in the future. Okay. My dears, I am seeing right away you're very good at being brave, being strong, being the leader that others look to for nurture, wisdom, and guidance. I don't know if you always see that, but you are. You're someone people can look up to and look to for advice. Sometimes that takes a toll. And emotionally, psychically, it takes a toll to feel like everyone is depending on you. Again, whether you know it or not, that dependence can really eat away at us and at our psyche. The good news is that you have so much inner strength that this eating away at your energy, your empathy, has been slow and hasn't been manifesting for until now. What it seems to be manifesting as is now those ease of making decisions and that ease, confidence, wiseness that you brought to the table. You're starting to doubt that and doubt yourself and second guessing constantly. I get the sense that you're not sure you know what you want anymore. And because you had such faith and confidence, I think you're afraid that now people will turn away because they'll see that you're an imposter, you're a fraud, and that's just not true. You've given so much to others, you need to let others give to you. You can protect your assets, your confidence, and hold it close to your heart, and that's valid. Sometimes we need to protect our self-worth, whatever way that may be. Ooh, just taking out another card. I want to get a clarifier. The spirit will allow me to get a clarifier on the 4 of Coins. I don't know, there's something missing. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that checks out. I think you have a hard time setting boundaries, pile 3. Especially social boundaries. I think that's where it really struggles. Just boundaries in general. Temperance in reverse. That patience that you show with others, you need to show to yourself. It's imperative. You are so gifted at staying level-headed when it comes to others' situations and concerns. By setting boundaries with others and in the spiritual, physical realm, wherever it needs to be, those boundaries will help you stay grounded and keep yourself safe, just emotionally safe. It's so draining to be the go-to person for so many people, I can imagine. And to give yourself an ounce of that patience you show to others, an ounce of that compassion, to yourself. That's important. It's vital to your success. And you'll find that you have enough inner strength to do that. Just draw on that strength, that compassion you bring to others, and you will be able to truly find a way to balance both your love for others and your love for yourself. Self-love is not easy, but I think you'll get there, because all that nurture and kindness that you show others, I think it can translate to yourself one day if you give yourself enough patience and time. Okay, I'm gonna look and see your oracle cards now through the love story oracle. I want to see if there's anything, especially relationships wise, that maybe would be helpful for you to see. Oh, there's something in here. Okay. I didn't mean to make you on edge, group 3. Don't get in your head about this, okay? Got friendship. Romance. Ooh. And soul connection. Group 3, I think you've spent so much time with your friends and your friendships that you haven't had enough time for yourself. Again, I think if you're able to set those boundaries and show yourself some of that self-love, as cheesy as it sounds, I think your romance is going to flourish, whether you're in a relationship or not. I get the sense that twin flame is nearby, or soulmate, however you want to call it. It's hard to make those connections when we're closed off from a part of ourselves, or when we're not very nice to ourselves. So, I hope you're able to make that connection. And I know that friendships are really important to you, but you can't stretch yourself so thin. It's just not healthy. And I think you know that deep down. You're gonna be okay. Just show yourself some love. I hope that was helpful, group 3. Good night. Hello, my lovely group 4. Hope you're doing well tonight or today or whenever it is that you're listening or watching this. Let's get started. So, we're going to do a simple past, present, future reading. Simple as that. And we'll see what kind of messages spirits have for you. And as always, this is just one mode to one window, one way to view life and your well-being and your future. I just hope you know that this is not the end-all be-all. No matter what I say, it can resonate, it might not. There might be a pile for you, there might not be. But whatever the case may be, you are the author of your own story. Just wanted to remind you of that. Let's make sure all of these are in view. This is my lovely new setup. Okay. Pile 2. It's interesting. I said pile 2, but you're pile 4. Pile 2 could be significant as well. I don't know. Oh my gosh, we got the moon and justice in reverse. Queen of coins in reverse and 8 of swords in reverse. The magician in reverse. That's interesting. I think it's a lot of inner work, introspection going on here. And I think pile 4, you get in your head quite a bit. I think it's hard for you to trust others, and I think it's hard for you to let others be right, actually. I think you can be rigid sometimes, especially in the past, because you are so afraid of being wrong. And fairness is really important to you, and I think when someone breaks that trust, we forget how to trust, and it's kind of been a fear of it happening again that's taken over your life. I think you're so afraid to make those new connections. You're so afraid of getting hurt that you're blind to the opportunities right in front of you to grow and to just take hold of your life and your future. I think you're very stuck in the past right now. The only way that you can heal from a past is to move forward. To be stuck in the past is something I know all too well. And it's hard to move past the past because, truthfully, it doesn't go away. We can't wave everything away with some magic wand. It takes work. It takes inner work and outer work to make the past feel less like a curse and more like a painful blessing, perhaps. And pile 4, I wish I could wave it all away. I wish I could wave your pain. And I think it's been very hard for you to admit how hurt you were, how much you were deceived into thinking something was right, that something was very not right. It's okay to not be okay. I think to heal, you have to admit that to yourself. But to heal, you also need to move forward in your own just inner world. You are so strong. You are capable of so much. You are the one holding yourself back by fixating on the past. I'm curious as to what the love story oracle says here. I wonder if it'll give us some new messages. I didn't mean to upset anyone, by the way. I don't know, I feel like some of you might be kind of like, you don't know my life, you don't know my story. And you're right, I don't know your life. I don't know your story. At the same time, I value your life and I value your story. And it's sometimes the truth is hard to hear. And again, we write our own destinies, so take everything with a grain of salt, my friend. Okay. Daydream. Confusion. It's interesting. Support. Okay. That's interesting that there's support here because that was something I wanted to say and didn't think I should say. But I'm gonna say it anyway. Okay. Pile 4. You get stuck in your head a lot. I think we talked about that already. But you get stuck in your head a lot. And I think you confuse your own self because you get so stuck in your head and it gets hard to listen to the voice of reason because you're so stuck in the past and stuck in your head. But sometimes we need help getting pulled out of our head, and that's where I think support comes in. You could find it in a therapist, you could a doctor, you could find it in a friend, in a romantic interest, in a family member. People want to help, but they're not sure how sometimes. But if we go to them and ask for help, which can sometimes be the scariest thing in the world, if we say, I'm struggling and I need support, there will be someone there to catch us if we fall. I have total faith in that for you. Pile 4. You are so loved, Pile 4. I want you to know that. I want you to know that for all of the things that have been painful in your life, all of the memories that can eat away at you, you are so loved. And I think the spirits are really, it was hard for them to watch you go through some of the things you went through. I don't think they had as much control as we would think. And I don't like to think that way of like everything happens for a reason, blah blah blah, because pain is pain is pain, and you didn't have to suffer. I don't wish suffering on anyone, but just because it happened doesn't mean there was a reason for it, and just because there wasn't a reason doesn't mean that it hasn't affected you deeply. But you can also move forward. I know you can. Just get that support. You deserve all the love in the world, and it's right there at your fingertips. Okay, pile 4. I hope that was helpful. Have a good night. Hello, pile 5. You guys are my last pile of the night. Here we go. Or the day, whenever it is. Right now it is about 10:14. I've been filming for a little while. I was like, oh wow, only like 10 minutes have gone by, and then I look at the clock. I was like, oh my gosh, it's been 45 minutes. I just like completely got in a trance. It's crazy. It's just like the way that I can zone out like that. Okay. So let's see what we have for you today, my lovely pile 5s. And I get the sense that you have a lot of inner wisdom. I don't know, just do. Let's see. So you might already know what I'm gonna say here. Move these down a little. Okay. We have Knight of Coins in reverse and the 3 of Cups. Page of Cups in reverse and the Fool. Oh, that's a beautiful card. 3 of Swords in reverse. Okay. Pile 5. You just achieved something like super awesome. I'm not sure what it was, but like maybe you graduated from college, or you just finished a year of college. Maybe you finished a year of school. Maybe you just got a promotion. Maybe you just felt really good about the work you've been doing lately, but it's worth celebrating. Don't be afraid to celebrate your achievements. You've been looking to start fresh, and I think that the spirit wants to remind you that starting fresh does not mean starting over, and that all your achievements, all of your great achievements have not been for naught, and it's okay to start in a new career or a new hobby, a new home, a new town, a new country. It's okay, because you're not starting over, you're building forward, you're moving forward from what you've learned and taken with you, and you're so much further along in your journey than you give yourself credit. And just because you're starting something anew doesn't mean you're starting over. That's the real message here. At the same time, I think it's going to be really hard. I think you have to prepare yourself for fallen expectations. And I just want to clarify the 3 of Swords. This is a card that can often signify some sort of heartbreak. But I don't know, I feel like something more career-wise here. Maybe. 2 of Coins, yep. I think you were offered a choice. Pile 5, maybe you were offered a choice to stay in a job and leave another job. Or there were 2 jobs to choose from, and I think no matter what, there could be regret. Regret is okay. There is no such thing as the perfect job. There is no such thing as the perfect place. There's no such thing as the perfect life, truthfully. Perfection doesn't exist. And I think as much as we want things, I know personally, I want things to feel good, feel just right. There is no just right. There are positives and negatives to everything. What matters is that you've balanced out that there are more positives than negatives. And if you're really feeling like it was the wrong choice, I don't think that door is closed, not just yet. At the same time, give yourself time and please be patient with yourself, because whatever choice you made it for a reason. Don't forget that. You may doubt yourself and you may consider your other option again, but in the end you chose what you chose for a reason. You are stronger than you think, wiser than you know. Give yourself the credit. You deserve that much. Ooh. And now we're just gonna pull some cards. Ooh. Practically bursting. I don't know if the positions on these matter or not. I can't really figure it out. But I think they kind of do. So, okay. Confusion in reverse. Hope. I don't know if the reversals make sense in here or not. I don't usually read with reversals here. Not in the oracles, at least. Self-love. Ooh, I like that for you guys. I really love that for you. Support. That's so interesting. The support came back out. There were a couple others that had support. Don't lose sight of hope. You had hope at one point. You thought this was the right call, right? Trust yourself. It's okay to be confused about what you chose. It's okay to be not sure. But there was no perfect choice, and you made the right call. You deserve compassion for yourself. And again, you're not starting from scratch. You're just building on that knowledge, building on that world experience. There's so much to love about you. And it's okay to ask for help. Wherever you're starting afresh, just making a fresh move to a new place, country, new career. Some of you might be living somewhere with like some new people, a found family. I don't know why I'm getting the word family in there. Friends. Just lean on them. It's okay. It's okay to lean on people for support. Especially when you're starting on a new, fresh journey. Support is what's going to get you through those tougher times where you doubt yourself and you doubt your actions. Don't be afraid to lean on others in those moments, because chances are they know you well enough that they also realize you made the right call. And sometimes we need that reassurance. And sometimes we just need to cry it out. And hopefully with the right people there for you, you will be supported and be okay. I have total faith in you, by the way. I think you made the right call. Whatever that call was. Pile 5. It's gonna be hard work, but you're gonna be okay. I hope you enjoyed your reading. And have a good night. Or a good day. Whatever it is. I hope you guys found that helpful. I hope you found it comforting and maybe soothing. And I hope you have a good night. And most of all, you matter. Life is tough, but you're tougher.